Okay, we are live. We're gonna wait for a couple viewers to come on. This should be a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Good evening. Today we're talking about Patricia Jane Wagner, who went missing on October 20th, 1972. She was 26 years old. Patricia's case never got any media attention, and she was considered a runaway. She has been now missing for 42 years. She had a cousin that was born 1 month before she went missing. And later on, when she got older, she would take on the case of her missing cousin. Her name is Eileen Mahako. And she joins us tonight to talk about Patricia's case, the investigation, where it stands, and what may have happened to Patricia. Eileen, how are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me. I am well, thank you. How are you?
Good. So tell us about your cousin Patricia and her disappearance.
Absolutely. My mom was about 8 months pregnant with me when this whole thing happened. I was not obviously born yet, but I know that she went out on a date, supposedly was going to grab coffee, and that is the last anyone has ever heard from her, seen her. It's like she just vanished without a trace.
Now, who did she go on a date with?
Dennis, a gentleman named Dennis who she was seeing.
Okay, is Dennis still missing?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so tell us about the investigation with Patricia. I mean, I know you weren't born yet, but from what you heard,
Mhm.
tell us about the investigation and how they treated your cousin's case.
Oh, I'd be glad to. And basically, from what I understand, my late family, who are no longer with us, were not treated very kindly at all. They were told that they probably just took off together. They also made a comment, something to the effect that they're not even worth looking for because they're two grown adults. This is what my aunt got told, and basically they forgot about her and they would not take her case seriously. And no matter who my aunt tried talking to, they just would not listen. Kenny later had said to me that his mom's best friend, Marcia, would always say to him, I hope you know, honey, your mom would never just leave you like that. He's like, I know she wouldn't. And she had no reason to. My Aunt Marie and her they lived together in like a 2 or 3 family house. And all she had to do was say, Mom, I can't deal with a lot right now. Please watch the kids. They were with Nana all the time anyway, and her. So Aunt Marie would have done it for her, but it's something that I don't think ever even crossed her mind.
Right, and she had kids too, right?
Yes, she did, 2 of them.
Now, what is the recollection that like where was she last seen? Now, was she last seen by her mother going on the date, or was she last seen at like a shop or something?
She was last seen by her mom and by a very young Kenny, who was 5 years old, and a very young Mike, or Michael, if you will, that was 3 years old. They are the last 3 people to see her. And Kenny also wanted it to be made clear that she did not bring anything with her. She had a lot of prize albums she liked. She had her favorite outfits. She didn't bring any. She was planning on coming home that night.
Right, and so unfortunately, she just never made it.
Right, correct.
Now, question, Dennis. What is? Do you know anything about his background and what was he like?
I know a little bit about Dennis. I know a little bit from everything I have heard about him. He supposedly was a very nice guy, very easygoing. He was into bands, and I heard that a lot of people were shocked that he was missing. I did reach out several times, and I'll say it live if it's okay. I'm not going to say his last name, but I will say that I have reached out to his family several times, and they had said that basically he could stay missing. They have no interest in looking for him. They will not give any DNA. And for me, it's very discouraging because if we could find him, and we need to find him, we could find Patricia too, because I believe whatever happened to them, they were together. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Now, somebody in the comments asked, how did we know? Because her mother told her the story that she was going to see Dennis. So that's how we know she was supposed to meet Dennis. Okay. Randy Daigle. Yeah.
Right, correct. And also Kenny was there, and Kenny has a photogenic memory, and Kenny remembers that whole night like as if he said he'll never forget that night as long as he lives, and he remembers literally word for word.
And also, I seen a story where they thought they had found Dennis
Yes,
in
correct.
2020. And also, I know that the Charlie Project has Dennis as being found, but that also is not true. Now,
Correct.
maybe Madison, you can step in on that one right there.
Hi, yeah. So originally Dennis was they had discussed that Dennis was found. Eileen had found this person with the same name in Florida, and the person was not really responsive to her, which more so was probably him just uncomfortable with the situation and being somewhat accused of being somebody he wasn't. The police did confirm that he is not that Dennis, and I went through ancestry records, and he is not. He has absolutely zero ties to New Jersey and his entire family. So he is not the same person. And we have reached out to the Charlie Project and other sites to get that information removed, but have not had any luck getting a response or have that changed. But to touch on that, since we're talking about that real fast, because of that information not being updated, it actually really hurt Patty's case.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I have been in touch and communicating with Adventure with Purpose, and they said to me that 2 years ago, I guess, they had looked at Patty's case, but they dismissed it because of what the Charlie Project said.
Wow.
So that was really upsetting for me and obviously for Eileen.
Yeah.
So that they were super nice, and they listened to the real, like, the facts, and they did submit her into their system. So Patty, thank God, is now in their system. So whenever they are in New Jersey again, which isn't going to be for a while, they are going to meet Eileen and I there, and we are going to search for her.
Thank you so much, Madison, for everything.
And you heard it first here. If you haven't heard anywhere else, you heard it first here. The Dennis that they supposedly found was not Dennis. So if you read on the Charlie Project that he's been found, that was not Dennis. It's been proven that it was not him. So those records are wrong.
Yes, they're wrong. And please take them down for the sake of my cousin. It's hurting her case. Please, she deserves to have her name back. We just want closure. And by keeping false information up is not helpful to her family at all. And it's not helpful to Dennis either.
Right. Okay. Another question. Now, Andy. He's in the picture. Who is he?
Do you want me to take this, Eileen?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? I am so sorry. I apologize about this. That is Kenny and that's Kenny and Patty. That's Kenny and Patty. That's the top of Kenny's head, and that's Patricia. That can everyone see? That's Dennis right here.
Who's that? That's Andy, right?
Yes, that's Andy.
Okay. Now who's Andy?
Andy was her ex-boyfriend, and he basically was a very nice father figure to the kids. Like he always would bring over records, from what I was told. He would bring over candy. He would bring them over their favorite cereals. And from what I understand, he really loved Patty a lot, and he was quite a few years older than her. He just kind of took them all under his wing.
Okay, I got you. All right, so all right, going back to Patricia's case. I'm sorry. Where does it stand now?
Well, that's a great question, and thank you for asking. I would like to call out the New Jersey State Police on a very poor job that they have done. My cousin's photo is not even up there on their missing person site. I don't even know who her detective is. I have called several times, and everyone keeps saying, "We will call you back. We will call you back." I have written emails. I went as far as doing an IA report on her main detective. I got a response that apparently she did everything and blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to say no one has done anything. And to this day, it's been years, no one has called me back.
The question: does your family have DNA in the system? Like how they took
Yes,
the DNA?
yes. Both Kenny and I have our DNA in the systems. We are with NamUs. We're in CODIS. I also have my DNA at Ortham Labs, and I'm on jedmatch.com too.
Okay, cool. Now her
And they have
kids,
Kenny's.
right? Her kids.
Well, her one son does. Kenny does. Michael does. They didn't need Michael's. They have Kenny's.
Okay, now how did I mean? I know they miss their mother a lot, but how are they doing today? And do they still? Did they see the post that are putting up about their mother and how she's missing? Did they see that part or no?
Oh, they do. They do, or at least Kenny does. Michael doesn't like to talk about his mom. It's a very painful subject for him, and it's something he was only 3 years old when this whole thing had happened. So for him, it's very hard for him to even think about what happened. But with Kenny, on the other hand, and I'm going to quote him, the day his mom went missing was the worst day of his life because, you know, he waited and waited for her. And even as he was growing up, anytime a doorbell would ring, he'd go run into the door thinking that mommy came back. It was very traumatizing for him. And
Wow.
yeah, and he has a lot of her traits. He can sing, he could play guitar. Patricia had dreams. She was 26. She wanted to go places. She wanted her children to have, some music and stuff in them, which thankfully Kenny has. But it makes him sad that his kids were robbed out of having a grandma. His wife was robbed out of having that mother-in-law, and most importantly, he was robbed without having a mama growing up, as well as his little brother, my cousin Michael.
Right. Right. So, okay, the cops. How were they towards your cousin's case? Like I know you told me a little bit, but let's talk about that.
Oh, well, I can quote one. I will not say the name, but these were his exact words. And if he's listening, you know who you are, and hopefully you're retired. Ma'am, what do you expect me to do? She's an old case. That's what he said to me. I started crying and I hung up the phone. And he goes, and by the way, please stop checking in every couple of months. It's getting really obnoxious. When we find her, you'll be the first to know. That's what
Wow.
I got told. I swear, I got told that. And I went hysterical crying.
No, that right there is crazy. I
It
don't think
is.
that to anybody.
Yeah. And I said to him, I said, how would you feel if that was your family member? He goes, yeah. I get it. He goes, but it's not. He goes, and this is what we're going to do. He's like, it's an old case. She could be anywhere. I go, what do you think happened? He goes, I don't know. It's not my job to speculate. He goes, but I can tell you, I believe she's long gone. His exact words. And I've been extremely traumatized. Thankfully, after that, she did get a new detective. And this new detective got some awards and stuff. An award for what? I will never know, because she's been horrific on this case. Really. I can honestly say that the most answers I have been getting have been from Madison.
Okay. Now that's okay, Madison.
Mhm.
She's all quiet back there. Madison, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So can you elaborate what Eileen is talking about? Like you work side by side with Eileen, like you've been helping her with the case.
Hi,
Yes.
Madison. Hi,
Hi.
Madison.
Yeah. So Eileen and I started working on Patty's case about 2 years ago, off and on for 2 years, and it just was a case that really stuck with me personally, for personal reasons, and I just really felt a connection with her. So Eileen has thankfully let me in to the family and let me talk to family members, and family members have been willing to talk to me. Um, the police really have done nothing. They haven't responded to anything like she said.
Mm-hmm.
We have gotten more information about Dennis, about his life, and Eileen did touch on that. I was able to communicate with his high school class. They had a reunion, and I was able to talk to some of them, and they were all shocked that they didn't know that he had been missing all these years. They thought that he just like left after high school, and they were really shocked by it. All of them had wonderful things to say about him.
Mm-hmm.
We do know that he had a job working the railroad with his brother also worked on the railroad. He did not return for his paycheck.
Correct. 2 weeks too, and it
Yeah,
was for
2
2
weeks
weeks.
pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he also had children. So he left his children as well. We obviously don't believe he left. We don't think
Right.
him and Patty ran away together.
Mm-mm.
So whatever happened to them was not their doing.
Now question. Cause I always wanted this. Did Dennis have a car?
Yes, he did, and thank you so much for asking. I was actually hoping you would. He did have a car, indeed.
That car's missing, right?
Yes, it is.
So does anybody know what kind of car that is?
I sure do.
What kind of car is that?
White convertible Cadillac, Kenny said.
White convertible Cadillac? Okay.
Yep. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know the year.
Good. Go ahead, you're good. I always wondered that. I mean, I know they went missing, but I never kind of like knew the car. There's that of the car.
The car had never turned up, and neither did Patricia or Dennis. I'm not sure. And once again, I apologize for interrupting before, but I don't know the year of the car. And Kenny was not sure either. But it was a pretty nice car for back then, because Dennis was a very hard worker. He worked very hard. And from what I understand, he would not have been able to financially afford to leave behind a 2-week paycheck either. So him, my cousin in the car, literally vanished.
So have they ever searched any of the waterways for your cousin? I mean, like for the car?
No.
Nobody has been looking for her except for Madison, and people sharing through Facebook and through groups, and my friends and my family. No, it was like as if their lives did not matter.
Just like a lot of other cases, people don't think they matters until it
Right.
happens. You know.
Yep.
And this is we're talking 52 years. This is
Mhm.
October 1972.
Correct. October 20th. And I checked the weather, and there was it was a little rainy that night. So they could have even had it could have been anything. But
Right.
with the lack of support from law enforcement, I can only do so much.
That's true. That's true. Because the less and less that law enforcement is involved into a case, the more like publicity comes out. I guess they pick and choose. I don't know how they do that. They pick and
I
choose what
agree.
cases that they want to do. But yeah,
It's so wrong. You know what? It is so wrong. I would have rathered if they would have just had said to me, "We don't give a crap, Eileen. And if you don't mind, can I add this about Patricia? Because I think this is something that everybody should hear,
uh huh.
especially for those that are saying that possibly she did, take off. Maybe she had a nervous breakdown. I'm open to hearing all possibilities, but guys, there's something you all need to know. Patricia had no money. She was living on housing. She was receiving state benefits. And in order to disappear, you need to have money. Where she didn't even have a car. Dennis did not have a lot of money at all either. Granted, he had a nice white Cadillac, but he was working around the clock for that car too. So to leave without money is you can't do it. I'm sorry. You need to have money to disappear. And that's something she lacked.
Right, right. And I think a lot of times, law enforcement, they consider these adults or kids to be runaways, and it hurts the case for years.
It
But
sure does.
I
It
like
sure
the
does.
determination of how, when you got older, you started, you took on your cousin's case and, you started posting it, and then more and
Mhm.
more. Because I'm going to tell you, like, more and more people know who Patricia Jane Wagner is because, you're posting her for all these years. And another thing, question, how long have you been posting? You said, I think we were talking about 10 or 12 years. You said 12 years
Right.
that you've been posting.
Yeah, about
So
that.
12,
It was my friend Molly who got me involved. I had reached out to one of my friends, Molly. She has several groups herself, and she's actually one of my best friends. I love you, Mal doll. Anyways, it was her. She's just like, because I told her Patty's whole situation, and she's like, you got to start really looking into this for her. And she had opened up an unidentified group, and I just started going, like, looking at people and photos and stuff and trying to figure out, could this be her? Could that be her? And then I later ended up meeting Madison, and finally I'm starting to get answers, and none of them are from the police. So, yeah, and I started looking for her myself because she was always in the back of my mind, no matter what. I feel like as if a part of her was always with me.
right. And how long did her and Dennis know each other?
Oh, for years. They knew each other. I think they kind of, I believe, now I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they grew up together. They all grew up like around the same neighborhoods. Back then, everyone knew everybody.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I live in that same neighborhood with everybody. Well, where I'm from, everybody knows everybody. Like, there's no way that you don't know anybody. So I definitely can understand that. Okay, so
Exactly. It's
yeah,
like that in my neighborhood too.
yeah, because I don't know, that's like been a big question in the comments. They were asking me how long they knew each other, and I'm like, okay, then let me go ahead and ask that because I wasn't sure either. Because some people, I don't know, they just need they need to know,
Yeah, definitely.
right? But overall, I think it's awesome. Like again, like I said, that you have been, trying to find your cousin all these years. You never stopped. Now her mother, I know she looked for her when she was younger. Who did she like before she passed? Did she tell anybody like, look, please don't stop looking for Patricia. Please keep on with the case.
Actually, what she had said was she never stopped looking for her daughter. And before she passed, her exact words were, I know my little girl never would have done this. She never would have just taken off. She's like, somebody hurt her. She goes, I don't know who or why. She's like, but she was she was extremely upset that she never got the closure that she really deserved, and
Right,
she ended up passing away along with Patricia's father as well, who is my uncle William. He passed away also, not knowing what happened to his little girl.
mm, mm. That's hard on parents. And sometimes when a child dies or they're murdered, that some parents don't recover. Some parents
Right.
don't recover. They die of broken hearts.
She
Uh,
did. She did. She was never. It's something that you said that because from what my mom had said, shortly after Patty disappeared, she was never the same. And when I saw her a couple months before she had passed, I remember I was a little girl, and I remember just looking at the saddest eyes I've ever seen, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. And I was very young at the time, so I didn't ask any questions, nor would I have, because obviously, but I don't think mom, who was my Aunt Marie, ever stopped grieving. She never stopped, and ultimately, not knowing what happened to her really did kill her.
Right. And that's unfortunate too.
Yeah, she died of a broken heart, and not to mention mean police officers yelling at her constantly and not giving her any help whatsoever. It was like she was damned if she did and damned if she didn't. I even went as far as speaking to the police station.
Mm.
They'd never found her original police report for me. Nothing. All I got was empty promises. And I'm mad at the Jersey City Police, and I'm also mad at the New Jersey State Police. I think they're both disgraces until they get it together.
My question: did Patty have any siblings?
Yes, she had a sister, and she has a brother.
Okay. Are they still alive to this day?
Her brother is alive, and he is currently working with Ellie. Her sister had passed.
Okay. So how were they? Were they close growing up?
Extremely.
Okay. So did she ever speak about Patty's disappearance?
They did speak about it, but it was very hard for them to talk about because they really did not know what happened, and it's not like as if anybody was really cooperating with them. So I think they were probably more frustrated and angry than anything.
Yeah, and I think that happens in a lot of these missing person cases. When they can't get help from the police or people feel like there's no hope at all, they give up. But I
Yeah,
want to don't give up. Do not give up, okay?
thank
I
you,
had
I
a couple
promise.
people, I had a couple people on these lives, and they say, it takes it's a lot to go through, but they keep going. Like
Hmm.
this is 52 years, and this is, like I said, again, remarkable because family is still looking for her. They have not given up until the last breath. They're going to keep looking for Patty.
Absolutely. And it was actually her cousin, my Aunt Karen, who drew one of her pictures of her for Namus. My Aunt Karen has been amazing. My cousin Nancy has been very good too. Cheryl, who is Kenny's wife, I consider her to be like my sister-in-law, has been wonderful. Bobby, like they're just really good people, and we would all just like to know what happened, and we want her to get her name back because it's who she is, and she's been without her name for a long time, and we're at the point to where we're like, okay, she needs to go with. Nancy was very kind and had said that when the time comes that there would be a place for her to go. So, and that would be next to my aunt and my uncle. So she has a family that cares about her and that deeply loves her.
Right. And they just want to bring her home.
That's it. And everybody else too. And Patricia is one of so many missing people in my state. And after seeing the way her case is being worked on, I have to say, no wonder why there's so many missing that stay missing in the state of New Jersey.
And thank God for the pages, Voice for
Amen.
the Lost, Unsolved, Missing Black People, very, very cold cases, worldwide and unsolved. Thanks to all these. It's so many platforms that share these stories, We're
Yes.
all in this together. We may not have the same names or anything like that. We're all in this together, though. We're all posting these missing person cases. We all
Yes.
want to bring them home. So we're unified in this.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
and
Can
we
we
didn't we
can we
didn't choose.
talk about some of the pictures that you have up?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Um, the one picture of the house, it's the apartment building. Um, this is kind of where we could get help from the public on her case. There's when A Voice for the Lost posted their feature on Patty, we actually got a really great response from people wanting to help with
Okay.
the water surrounding her house, and the apartment complex that you're looking at right there, the white building with
Yes,
the
I
red.
see it.
So they lived on the bottom floor. Patty lived on one side. Her mom Marie lived on the other. There's another picture that you have that's of the land. So directly behind the apartments is water. There's like a smaller creekish thing, and
Yep.
then the river, the Hackensack River, is there. So it is super close. We do have pictures and footage that we had found of things in water. That has all been given to Adventures with Purpose so that when and if they are able to get there, it will be looked at. The car is white, like Eileen said, we are told. But the one thing that we cannot find is this coffee shop. We have absolutely no idea where
Right.
it is, what it is, and if anyone
Mm-hmm.
knew of a coffee shop that was close to, they lived on 194 Kensington Ave in Jersey City. If anyone knew of a local coffee shop right there, if they could reach out, just so we can have more of a road direction of where they may have been. There also is no guarantee that that's where they went. So Eileen and I had tossed around the ideas of, of course you're going to tell your kids you're going for coffee. They
Right.
probably were going to like make out somewhere.
I think so too. Oh, I think they
Yeah.
could have even been going to a hotel. I mean,
Right.
they could have been. And like you made such a powerful point. Wait, I mean, you'll never say that to your kids. You'll say, "Oh, mommy will be right back. She's going for coffee, or she's gonna go here." But I don't think that they were probably going for coffee. I don't think any of us. I think all of us wondered if they were going somewhere to fool around.
Right. And the one thing that we hadn't touched on, when people talk about Patty wanting to leave or wanting to run away with him, she was so close to Michael and Kenny, and the music, the singing, she sang to them. Kenny actually is a musician from her, really, right, Eileen? Like that's where,
Yes.
that's where he got it from.
Yep.
But the night that she left to go out, Kenny did not want her to go, and
Right.
he made it very clear to her, but she was adamant, like, I'll be back tomorrow, we're gonna go to McDonald's.
Right.
Like, she wasn't a mom that was, I mean, I've never left my children, but like, I don't think a mom is gonna promise their kids something like that if they're planning on not coming back.
I agree. I completely agree. And especially her, because Patricia, from what everyone has told me about her, she was a force to be reckoned with. If she said it, she meant it. And you made a good point. And Kenny had said that was their thing. And her exact words were a sunny breakfast at McDonald's, because I guess they would call it their sunny breakfast. And he said, though, he had a gut feeling. And it's something that runs on my mom's side of the family. We get these gut feelings. I can't explain it to you, but he said he knew in his heart that she wasn't going to come back. And she thought, like, oh, stop it. You've been watching too much TV. You're being silly. Of course I'll be back. We're going for breakfast in the morning. And sure enough, he said, Mom never came back.
Right. If you were to describe your cousin Patty, how would you describe her?
I would describe her as being brutally honest. She had a very strong, compassionate side to her. She also was a force to be reckoned with, meaning she didn't play. She was born and raised in the housing project. She had it rough. Jersey City was pretty rough, so she had it rough, but yet she was a lot of fun. She also, I found out, could speak Spanish fluently. She learned how to speak Spanish. She was very intelligent, and basically, if there was music on, she'd dance and sing away. And she was a good daughter too. She was a very good daughter, and her brother Bill had said that she was a nurturer in the family. Like, like she would just, like, if you'd be in the kitchen, she would just pinch your cheeks like spontaneously, or just grab you from behind and give you a hug or something, or say, sit your butt down and get something to eat. She was like a woman in charge.
Right. Right.
I wish I got to meet her. I do.
But no, in more ways than one, you actually are,
Thank you.
She's looking down and she's seeing everything she's doing.
Yeah.
So, right. So we have. Is there anything else that anybody wants? You have anything else, Eileen or Madison?
I do. I want to say thank you very much to my dear friend Molly, Lana, Lisa, Madison, you, my Angelina, my ballerina, who is my ride or my die, and Debbie, and each and every one of you for being here and for not only sharing Patricia's case, but the others, because we all got to do it together, because every day we are bringing people home, but this is a team effort. And I'm not here to be dissing our police. I'm not here to be trying to start any trouble. I'm only saying what happened to my family and I want to make sure that it stops with Patricia, because we need law enforcement to start cooperating with us more. And I'm not the only family member that has discussed this. When I went to the New Jersey missing group, everyone was furious. We were all appalled at the way all of our cases were treated. However, some cases are treated a lot more special than others, but more than not, we were all kind of treated the same. And it wasn't nice.
Right. Truly.
Can I, there's a question on the live chat. Do you mind if I talk
Yeah.
about it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me go back to it. Okay. Christopher Miguel said, what members of Dennis' family offered insight into what Dennis might have done or where he would have gone? I have spoken to some of them. Eileen has too.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis's family wants nothing to do with this.
Nothing.
They were very blunt that
Mm-hmm.
their exact words in quotes are, we don't care.
Yes.
They will not help at all. So
No.
they just do not care. The one brother that was, he has passed his obituary. He did have Dennis's name in it as like a sibling. The other did not. And Eileen, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the parents also did not have his name.
Correct. They did not.
Yeah. There is one brother living, and he will not communicate with us.
No, and I want to add, I also got told not to call or talk to them anymore, because apparently, he has heart problems, and every time that he hears from me for questions about his brother, I make him sick. So okay, I could take a hint, and I don't call, and I just stopped calling, and I guess you could say I gave up. And every day I'm so thankful I have Madison, because Madison has found out so much more than I ever could have.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So why is Dennis feeling was this always towards him, or is it because it's a missing person case?
That's a great question. And that's one I really can't answer. Madison, what do you think?
You mean regarding Dennis's family?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like was this resentment all his life, or is this because it's a missing person case and this case is out there and they don't want to be? Because if it's my family member, my brother or somebody, I'm giving my DNA ASAP to find out if it's them or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because who just said that?
Yeah, I'm going to be careful how I say this,
Okay.
because it is their personal life. They did not. So Dennis has children, which would be like grandchildren of them and related. They have no relationship with his children either.
None.
They did. I don't know how to say this nicely. From what we can gather, and the obvious is they were not supportive of his choice with whom he had children with. I am not going to disclose that information.
I got you.
That's correct. Absolutely. That is true. Yes, that's correct. I can confirm that. I can confirm that.
So that being said, I think that he was kind of an outcast a little bit with that. Their family was pretty affluent from what Eileen and I could gather.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be he was, an embarrassment to the family, which he shouldn't have been, but that is, how we don't know if that Cadillac was a family car that was given to him or he bought it. We don't know any of that.
Yeah, we don't.
So we do know that the family did come from money. So I do, that it was probably a mixture of that stuff, and they probably just didn't want to deal with it, or they didn't care because they didn't agree with his life. And that's our assumption. Obviously that's not from them.
Right.
But one can only assume when, right away you go for help to them and they won't help.
Yep.
So, and that was way back when, with Marie. So they've not helped from day one. So it's kind of,
That's
yeah. So his kids obviously would like for him to be found.
Yes.
His son, he had a son, Dennis Jr., who unfortunately passed away more recently.
Yes, he did.
And that was sad because he wanted to know his dad too and never could. So there are people that do care about Dennis and want him found. It's just not his family. It's his children and their families.
Honestly, it doesn't even matter now. It's like you said, it's his children. That's the key word. The other family. Once you have children and you have other family members that don't, because I don't know, like I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but everybody know how family is. Family ain't like how it was before, And
right, I agree.
Yeah, so, but I understand with everything. So
Yeah,
that's so. Like I saw, I got the answer to my question basically because I was just wondering. I kind of asked that question because I wanted to know what type of guy he was, and I see his choice of what got him where. Okay, so I can understand that. Okay, all right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
And she was a very good mom. She absolutely adored her children. And I know for a fact that my aunt would often bring up to me on how many toys. And I mean, she did not have a lot of money at all, but she made sure her kids had like all toys and like fun stuff. Like she did the best she could. And she really was a good mother.
There you have it. We have been discussing Patricia Jane Wagner tonight. And Patricia Jane Wagner has been missing for 52 years. October 20th, 1972. 52 years. Her family won't stop until she's found. No matter how long it takes. But we're hoping for closure soon. Very soon. Do you two have anything to add before we log off?
Thank you very much for having me and for listening about Patricia Jane Wagner.
Thank you too. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Madison.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
And Madison is hands-on on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Just want to let y'all know this is Madison, voice for the lost. Follow them. If you don't follow them. And also, we'll keep on bringing you these stories. This is what we do.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody so much for listening and watching the Patricia Jane Wagner story. Thank you and have a good evening. Everybody, be safe and peace all around the world.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.